Hi, today let's see a traveling salesman problem which is very difficult yet easy to understand in the most simplest possible way. So, what is this actually traveling salesman problem mean? So, if you're given a set of cities, that means distance between two pair of cities, a traveling salesman problem will state that a salesman has to visit every city exactly once. He has to come back to the city from where he started his journey. Okay, so suppose if you have like around five vertices, let me name them as cities and such. So this is my vertex A. A traveling salesman has to travel to all the cities and then return back to A. This is what is meant by traveling salesman problem. So what is the shortest possible route that a salesman must follow to complete this tour? Following graph shows a set of cities and distance between each pair of cities. So if a salesman starting city is A, then a traveling salesman tool in the graph is A to B, B to D, D to C, and C to A, which means the starting and ending points will be the same, which is A over here. See, the city he has traveled from city A and then goes to B and then goes to D and then goes to C and back to A, which means he has covered all the cities and has traveled back to A. Therefore, this must be the shortest length of the path, which is 10 plus 25 plus 30 plus 15, which is 80 units. So let's see how we can solve this in the form of an example. So solving the traveling salesman using branch and bound algorithm. Here I have a simple example, that is we're traveling from a city to another city. So this is the matrix representation of traveling from one city to another city. Here we have two conditions, that is to reduce a matrix we have to perform row reduction and column reduction of a matrix separately. First, we have to follow the row reduction. Row reduction in the sense, this is your row, which I have been highlighting is your row. You find the minimum value in the row and subtract the minimum to all the other um, elements in a row. That means, for example, the minimum is 25. So you subtract 25 with each digit, that is 75 minus 25, 45 minus 25. In the same way, it's the similar case for B as well. But here, before um, even proceeding, you might even ask this 0 is the minimum and how did I take it as 25? We're going to consider this A to A as infinity as we do not know the digits. Hence, for the 0 will be taken as infinity. We'll be rearranging this in the next step. Okay. In the same case for B, we have 25 as the lowest digit, so which will be subtracted by 35 and 150 as well. So this is what is meant by row reduction. Column reduction in the sense, in the same way in the column, the lower digit is 35, we subtract 35 by the other elements or digits in the separate column. This is what is meant by row reduction and column reduction. Now, a row or a column is said to be reduced if it contains at least one entry 0 in it. So, if your row or a column has containing or contains at least a minimum value 0 in it, then you're said to be reduced. So, let's see how this can be proceeded further. So, just like I've said, we have been using the row reduction. See, we have replaced this A to A as infinity. Okay, and as performed previously, like we have row reduced it, which means 25 is our least value, and second row it's 25 as well, and in third row we have 15 as a minimum value, and in D column we have 65 as a minimum value. Therefore it is columnly, or sorry, it's row reduced, which means 0, 50, 20. Okay, this step 1 is row reduced. First assign infinity to the diagonal values, because we do not know the values from A to A, hence we will take it as infinity. The first basic step. Next is our column reduction, which means after completing row reduction, this minimum value in a row, suppose from in this row our minimum is 0, hence will remain the same. In second row B, Even the 0 is minimum, hence will remain the same. But in third row C, we have 50 as the minimum. Therefore, we'll subtract 50 with all the other digits, which is 125 minus 50 and 65 minus 50, which is 75 as well. Now, in the D, we have 0 as minimum, therefore it will remain the same. So this is row reduced as well as column reduced. Now we will take this matrix to proceed further. This we come back to the step 3. Now how we calculate this step in the sense, in our matrix A, first let's consider 0. Okay, let's consider 0. So remaining elements in its row and column will be washed out, which means we cross it over. So in second row, we have 0 as the least element, so we will take this. And we also have 0 in its parallel way, so we're going to cross it out. Okay. And third, we do not have any 0. And in fourth element, fourth column or fourth row, we have 0. So here if we see, while we travel the box which we have marked, if we travel from A to B, and here B is traveling to D, and D is traveling back to A. As you can see, here A is traveling to B, and here B is traveling to D, and D is traveling back to A. But the city C is left unvisited, therefore you cannot consider this. We have to rewrite the matrix in such a way that it gets revisited. That means all the other cities will be visited at least once. So here in step 4, the matrix is being calculated in such a way that among all the other matrices, okay, which means the left, suppose we will cross over the matrices which has 0, that is this matrix, this line as well as this line. So when we crossed over the matrices, there's always a step that we have to remember here is the elements which has been placed or which is having crossed over it, this matrix and this matrix will be added. Okay, it will be added by the minimum amount, while the remaining elements in this column will take the minimum element from this column, that is 10. So here our element will be 10. We will subtract this non-crossed over or non-lined elements with 10, which is I have written here, see, 75 minus 10, which is 65, infinity minus infinity will be the same, so therefore we won't touch that. 25 minus 10, 15, 10 minus 10 is 0, and 15 minus 10 is 5. But the elements which have been crossed for this element, it will be infinity plus 10. Infinity plus 10 is nothing but infinity itself, and in this element it will be 20 plus 30, which means we will add the crossed over element and we will subtract the non-crossed over element. It will be 20 plus 10, which is 30, which I have written here. Okay. So now let's proceed with the same step 3 as how we have calculated by taking the minimum zeros. Okay. So here in step 4, we will take this 0. We will cross out all the other zeros coming parallelly towards it, which means we will look at the zeros which is in the column, we will cross it out, as well as in the row. Now coming to B column, B, we have only one 0 over here, so we will keep this. But if we see in C column, we do have another 0, so we'll cross it out. Okay. Then the same case for B. Now let's check with C. Yes, see, we have almost found this in step 5, where we have crossed out the zeros. The maximum zeros we have crossed out. This is a maximum 0, so we have crossed out. And proceeding with the same step again, which means we're proceeding with what step we followed in step 3. We will find out the minimum in this leftover, which means it's 10. And from 10, wherever there's crossed out, we will add those numbers. So here this will become plus 10, which is 40, and the remaining 10 minus 10 0, infinity minus infinity, 10 minus infinity, that is infinity, 65 minus 10, that is 55, and for this particular column, this particular matrix, and the remaining matrix will be as it is. Okay, so now coming to step 6, where we will again take for the zeros and we will cross it out. Coming to step 6, I could have taken this 0 and I could have proceeded, but every time I take the 0, I'm running with the same number of sides where I am being cancelled out with 0. Therefore, I will make sure to take the maximum number of sides. Okay, like I will take C and cross over the other zeros coming in row wise and column wise. The same way in step B, and I'll cross over other zeros. In same way in step C, already I have crossed over the other one, so I'll keep it as it is. And in step D as well. Now, if it is traversing to all the other cities, A is traversing to C and C is traversing to D, D is traversing to B, and B is coming back to A, which means we are traveling every city's in shortest path possible and coming back to A. See, A to C, C to D, D to B, and B to A. So when we add those digits, that is from the previous slides, when we add the digits, we get 75 plus 75 plus 35, which is nothing but 200. So the cost of traveling the shortest city from A and coming back, traversing to all cities and coming back to A is your minimum cost. So this is all about your traveling salesman problem, which is solved in a very shortest method. So please don't forget to like, share, and comment on all your doubts, and also subscribe. Thank you for watching.